me that one saintly person has come, let us go and see. At that time I was a young man and did not care for very much about so-called saintly persons. Because in our house my father used to receive so many sannyasis, but some of them were not very to the standard. Due to my association with college friends younger days, I lost my faith practically. Although I was born in a Vaishnava family, my father was a pure Vaishnava. From my childhood he gave me Radha Krishna deity for worshipping. A Ratha, I was playing with my boyfriends, Rath Yatra, Dola, like that. My father encouraged, so I was trained up in this line. But in my youthful age, when I was college student, gradually, by their bad association or something, gradually I lost my activities. But when this friend, Mr. Mullik, took me to Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj, he immediately asked me that you are educated young boys, why don't you take up Lord Chaitanya's message and preach in the Western world? And the very first sight he told me. At that time I argued with him that we are a dependent nation and who is going to hear about our message? So he defeated my argument. Aside, there is no necessity of closing. Yes, he defeated my argument. He was learned scholar. Where I was still boy. So I agreed that I was defeated. So after finishing our visit with Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, I got some impression that here is a person who has taken Lord Chaitanya's message very seriously. Now it will be preached. My friend asked my opinion. What is your opinion? So I gave this opinion that here is a person who has taken Lord Chaitanya's movement very seriously and now it will be preached. Prabhupada ki jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrutyam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tatho Jayamudhiraye Nashtaprayesha Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhakti Bhavati Naistiki. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 7 and Text 11. Yatha Jale Chandramasaha Yatha Jale Chandramasaha Kampadihi Tatkrutaha Gunaha Kampadisthatkruto Gunaha Drishyate Asan Api Drashtuhu Drishyate San Api Drashtu Atmanaha Anatmanaha Gunaha Atmano Natmano Gunaha Yatha Jale Chandramasaha Kampadisthatkruto Gunaha Drishyate San Api Drashtu Atmano Natmano Gunaha. Tatra gunaha vidrastu atmano gunaha yatha as jale in the water, chandramasaha of the moon, kampadihi quivering, etc. Tatkrutaha done by the water, gunaha quality, drishyate it is so seen, asan api without existence, drastuhu of the seer, atmanaha of the self, anatmanaha of other than the self, gunaha quality. Translation purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swamy Srila Prabhupada. Translation: as the moon reflected on water appears to the seer to tremble due to being associated with the quality of the water, so the self associated with matter appears to be qualified as matter. Please repeat: as the moon reflected on water appears to the seer to tremble due to being associated with the quality of the water, so the self associated with matter appears to be qualified as matter. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. The Supreme Soul, the personality of Godhead, is compared to the moon in the sky, and the living entities are compared to the reflection of the moon on water. The moon in the sky is fixed and doesn't appear to quiver like the moon on the water. Actually, like the original moon in the sky, the moon reflected on the water should also not quiver, but because of being associated with water, the reflection appears to be quivering. Although in actual fact the moon is fixed. The water moves, but the moon doesn't move. Similarly, the living entities appear to be tainted by material qualities like illusion, lamentation, and miseries, although in the pure soul such qualities are completely absent. The word pratiyate, which means apparently and not actually, like the experience of having one's head cut off in a dream, is significant here. The reflection of the moon on the water is a separated rays of the moon and not the actual moon. The separated parts and parcels of the Lord entangled in the water of material existence have the quivering quality, whereas the Lord is like the actual moon in the sky, which is not at all in touch with the water. The light of the sun and moon reflected on matter makes the matter bright and praiseworthy. The living symptoms are compared to the light of the sun and moon, illuminating material manifestations like trees and mountains. The reflection of the sun or moon is accepted as the real sun or moon by less intelligent men, and the pure monistic philosophy develops from these ideas. In fact, the light of the sun and the moon are actually different from the sun and moon themselves, although they are always connected. The light of the moon spread throughout the sky appears to be impersonal, but the moon planet as it is personal, and the living entities on the moon planet are also personal. In the rays of the moon, different material entities appear to be comparatively more or less important. The light of the moon on the Taj Mahal appears to be more beautiful than the same light in the wilderness. Although the light of the moon is the same everywhere, due to being differently appreciated, it appears different. Similarly, the light of the Lord is equally distributed everywhere, but due to being differently received, it appears to be different. One should not therefore accept the reflection of the moon on the water as actual and misunderstand the whole situation through monistic philosophy. The quivering quality of the moon is also variable. When the water is standing still, there is no quivering. A more settled conditioned soul quivers less, but due to material connection, the quivering quality is more or less present everywhere. The sense the Bhaktivedanta purport. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Ena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Nitinamine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyata Deshatarine. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Dam. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So these are answers to the inquiries by Vidura. Maitreya Rishi is explaining the reality of this world. Here everybody's existence is compared to Swashiras Chedanadikaha. In the last verse we have seen, our existence in this material world is compared to a dreamy existence where one sees his own head cut off. Actually, we cannot see our head being cut off, because when you cut off, eyes are gone, you are dead, you cannot see. But if we are able to see like that, that means our head is cut off. That is possible only in a dream. So this material existence is compared to a dream. And then in this verse, Maitreya is explaining further realities of our existence. Yathe jale chandramasaha. When the moon is reflected on the water. So you should start visualizing. Moon is there, water body is there. And then that moon is reflected in the water. So you can see there is a reflection of moon in the water. So yatha jale chandramasaha kampadi. Then you see moon is shaking. In a lake or in a river, in villages we have experienced, there are water bodies. Then moon is reflected here. That reflection is appearing to be quivering or shaking, kampadi. Tatkruto gunaha. One feels that moon is shaking. Drishyate. Somebody who is seeing, seer. The seer is seeing, is watching. He is seeing that moon is shaking. But actually, it is not the moon which is shaking. It is the water, the quality of water. Water is, it is going up and down. There are waves in water. Water is shaking. When there is a mild breeze, you will see water is shaking slightly. The breeze is more, then you will see it is shaking even more violently. So the drastu, the seer, thinks that moon is shaking. So atmano, anatmano gunaha. Although moon is fixed, it is actually not shaking. If you look at the sky, the moon is not shaking. But in the water it looks like shaking. So this is the philosophical aspect of philosophy. Means what is truth? That is the truth of this world. What is the truth of this world? Atmana, the soul, anatmano gunaha. It appears to be acquiring anatmana, qualities of matter. The soul also looks like matter. So this is what Maitreya is explaining. He is answering to the questions of Vidura, specifically connected to the Supreme Lord. So, yatha chale chandramasa. Actually, the soul has nothing to do with the matter. They are distinct entities. Soul is distinct from matter always. So that is already Krishna explains in the second chapter, the qualities of the soul. It cannot be burnt, it cannot be cut, it is fixed. Achaloyam, achala pratishta. Various words are being used to describe qualities of the soul, how soul is. And what are the qualities of matter? We know the matter goes through these 6 phases. There is a birth, there is a growth, sometimes it is maintained, some offspring, then it dwindles, finally there is a death. Now what Maitreya Rishi is saying is, the soul qualities are like this, and matter has certain qualities like this. But in this world, it appears that the soul has acquired these matter's qualities. For example, you may see somebody is very beautiful, a handsome person, or a Mataji is a very beautiful. Actually, what you are seeing is the quality of matter. You are actually seeing the quality of matter. But you are assigning that quality onto the person, onto the soul, and saying, he is beautiful, or she is beautiful. So one has to understand this phenomena. You may see somebody very strong. You say, oh, this person is very strong. But actually what you are observing is only the quality of the matter. Body is somehow is having, appears to be little strong like that. But that's not the quality of the soul. But you are assigning the quality of the matter onto the soul. That's why he is saying, Atmano, Anatmano guna. Anatmana means what is not soul, those gunas, you are assigning it to the soul. This is what he is saying. And because of this assignment, identification with the matter, qualities of matter are being assigned to ourselves. We think. Because of that, what will happen? Kampadi, it looks like here the moon in the water, looks like it is quivering. The soul also shakes in this world. It appears to be shaking or changing, but actually soul is unchangeable. Soul is fixed. It doesn't have these qualities. So this particular shivering or quivering or whatever, it has been explained by one a great poet, devotee, Govinda Das Kaviraj. He explains this shaking of the jiva, shaking of the quality of the soul. He says, Edhana yavvana putra parijana ite kiyache paratitire kamala dalajala jivana talamala bhajahu haripada nitire. Now he is saying, in this world, our life is like kamala dalajala. It is like a drop of water on a kamala dala, tamra patra. That is called kamala dala. So that jala which is there on the tamra patra, that is lotus petal. So jivana talamala. So this life is tottering like a drop of water on a lotus petal. This is what our life is. On the lotus petal, if you see one drop, any time it falls off. Because lotus petal is so soft, so shiny, so it doesn't absorb any water, so water flows. Any time it can fall off. This is called Kamala Dalaj. The other day I was reading about one finance minister of Afghanistan. In the recent past we have seen the two battles we have seen. One is still going on. One was between Taliban and Afghanistan government, and currently what is going on is between Russia and Ukraine. So now this person is Khalid or something, his name was Khalid. Jai Radha Govinda. He was a finance minister of the country. He was working under the Prime Minister, Mr. Ghani. They all ran away from the country. So it appears that he resigned last August, September he resigned. And then he felt that the Prime Minister may harm him. So he moved his family to America. And within 1 week's time, the Taliban came, took over the entire government, took over the country, and then started ruling. So now this man, the finance minister who ran away to the American, some of the states, all his properties are in Afghanistan. Now that is under the control of Taliban, and obviously Taliban will be looking for the old ministers who managed, particularly finance minister, how much money he has stolen and all those things. So that's why he is not able to come back to his own country to enjoy the properties that he has amassed over last many years. So currently he is driving a car in America every day for 6 hours to earn $150 to maintain his family. The finance minister who was handling thousands of crores of dollars of the country, overseeing, and some things he is taking also. That finance minister is a cab driver now, as of today. 2 days back it has come. Cab driver, 6 hours he drives. This is called Kamala Dalajala, Jivana Talamala. You are in a lotus petal, very nice position, such a soft, wonderful lotus. Tuck, immediately you are down the drain. So this is the life. Kamala Dalajala Jivana Talamala Bajahu Haripada. So this is what Govinda Das is explaining about how is that the soul is actually fixed. It is achala. It doesn't have this quivering quality at all, falling down like this from a higher position to down position. Doesn't have. Then how is it that it is happening like this? Because of the identification with the matter. Matter has this problem, high, low. Soul has no such thing. For example, ordinary world, you can say somebody is low, somebody is high. His work is low, his work is high. But in devotional service, there is nothing called low or high. Somebody may be cleaning the floor, washing the toilet, or somebody may be sitting in some comfortable place and managing. Absolutely there is no difference between these two activities on a transcendental plane. But then why we feel that this is low and that is high? Because you are picking up material qualities and assigning it to the soul. You are thinking, oh, this is low, this is high. But both are actually devotional. So that's why he is saying here, Bhajahu Haripada. In this quivering world, then where is the fixed place, fixed shelter? That is Haripada, the lotus feet of the Lord. So now coming back to, we will see how Bhaktivinoda Thakur explains our material existence. He says, Radha Krishna bol bol bolare sobhai, ए शिखा दिया सब नदिया पीछे नेचे गौर निथाय. Then he explains, Mayar boshe jacho beshe kacho habudubu bhai. This is Bengali. So he is saying, oh brother, needlessly under the control of Maya you suffer and are carried away by her waves, sometimes floating, sometimes sinking in this ocean of illusion. This is how the Mayar boshe. Habudubu means sometimes you are going down, sometimes going up. This is how the waves of illusion are. Here also it is mentioned water. Water are waves of illusion. So when we are caught up in this ocean of illusion or waters of illusion, when the soul gets caught up, that means it starts identifying. Then what happens? The qualities of that water, going up and going down, those qualities of water will be assigned to the soul. Soul thinks, okay, I am going down now, I am going up now, this is what it thinks. So that's why if we want to be very happy in our life, because we are surrounded by these illusory waves keep coming into our life, into the life of society, into the life of this world continuously. The waves keep coming. So the bigger wave now that is coming up is this Russia and the Ukraine. Even now it has already created some wave. Like for example, in a big water body you throw one bomb, it creates waves. So similarly, this war is supposed to initiate many waves. Petrol and diesel may go up, and there is one more shortage called semiconductor shortage. You know that some chips are not available. So your mobiles, my loving mobile, will not be available after some time. There are no chips. So now China and India are rushing to fill up that gap and see that these chips are available. Anyway, that's this world. Continuously the waves are coming and we're sometimes going down, going up. It's only because you're identifying with those waves. Now what is this identification? It starts with our thinking. It starts with our thinking. When an illusion comes into my life, so some wave is coming. Now how do you think? This is what determines whether, for example, you have to wash toilet block. Whole week your service is only to wash those toilets, day in and day out. So that's the wave that came into your life. Now how are you thinking about that service? How are you thinking about that wave? This is what matters. If you say, oh, this is such a nasty work. Outside I used to sit in a AC room in front of my computer and press one button and duk, 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 many things used to happen. Now I have to take a broom and clean a toilet which is passed by somebody else. Now, how you take this particular instance, how you take that determines whether you will be quivering or whether you remain fixed. So controlling our thoughts in our day-to-day life, properly thinking about what is coming into our life, this is a very important exercise. So when Krishna says Manmana, always think of me. Why? Because if you don't always think of Krishna, the fixed point, fixed shelter in our lives, then Atmano, Anatmana, then you will think about what is not fixed. That means something which is... Okay, coming back to the example. So, this toilet block, if somebody thinks this is Krishna's service. Lord says that service of my devotees is more pleasing to me. He is recollecting all those. Service of my devotees is more pleasing to me. This is what Krishna says. So if you want to bhajahu haripada nitire, if you want to worship Krishna, Krishna is saying my worship is not so important. Worship of my devotees, their service is more important, more pleasing to me. Let us say devotee thinks like that. Then he will feel, wow, this is a wonderful service. I can please my spiritual master. I can please my Lord much better than being going inside and then touching his feet and trying to do something. Krishna is saying this is more pleasing to me. Washing of the toilets. So you can see just that thinking. Same incident, washing of toilets, that's the same. You take it in a different way. You feel miserable, you feel lamenting, why this, why that, what did I do? Like here Prabhupada is saying, matter qualities are there. What are they? Illusion, lamentation, miseries. So they are, as a pure soul, such qualities are completely absent. We don't have such things. But then why are you feeling? Because you are identifying with the matter qualities. These are nothing mine. So same incident, washing toilets, but if you take it as miserable, lamentation, what did I do? Lamentation means what did I do? Where am I? What am I doing? I am such a big educated, so accomplished. What is this? That is one kind of a thing. But somebody who understood transcendental knowledge, he sees that this is Krishna's service. And my Lord is more pleased if I serve Vaishnavas. Then he will be very enthusiastic. He will be seeing, when will I get this MMD again? Now, if that mood is there, that means your thinking is not proper. You are assigning material qualities of the service. This service is good, this service is bad. Now you are assigning those matter qualities to the spirit. Krishna's service is spirit. Krishna's prasadam is spirit. Everything is spiritual. But you are assigning material qualities onto the spirit. This is the problem. Our whole problem is this. After coming into Krishna consciousness, why we don't feel very enthusiastic sometimes is because you are assigning some material qualities. Now, in what way our mind assigns? I'll just quickly tell you. We are always, our apahruta chetasaha, our consciousness can go away. Apahruta means it is been carried away, stolen away by two things. What is that? Bhoga and Aishwarya. Bhoga Aishwarya prasaktanam. Prasaktanam means when you become very interested in these two things, Bhoga and Aishwarya, then by those because of that interest, apahruta chetasaha, mind is completely, our consciousness is absorbed there. Then vyavasayatmika buddhi, we will not be able to focus on our services. Focus is not there means you are implicated in these two thinkings, Bhoga and Aishwarya. Bhoga means personal sense gratification. Aishwarya means thinking in terms of the six opulences. That means power, wealth and position and all those things. For example, if somebody thinks nobody is helping me, nobody is cooperating with me, my services I am unable to do because I don't have sufficient power. This is power thinking. Aishwarya, Bhoga, Aishwarya thinking. This is not there, that is not there. That's why I am in difficulty. then he feels very depressed. But a properly situated devotee, what he will do? He'll think, okay, now I am in this circumstance. I am feeling lack of power, I am feeling this, I am feeling that. Many things are not happening according to my this thing. He will see this wave and then he takes it in a different way. Okay, now currently Krishna has kept me in this. Now let me see how I can execute my services. He remains fixed in his service. He is very glad to do his services. Whatever is possible, I will do in order to take this one more step forward. One more step forward. If required, I will approach this devotee. That, okay, I may not have power, but that devotee has some power. Okay, let me go to him. Let me get the work done. Service is the most prime, prominent consideration in his mind. He will not assign material qualities. Oh, this is not. This. For example, on prasadam also sometimes we assign material qualities. This prasadam is good, that prasadam is not good. I like this prasad, I like that. This is again assigning material qualities to the spirit. These are all very dangerous. When a wave comes, assign. You should be very careful only to see Krishna. Bhajahure, what is that? Bhajahure Haripada. You should only see the hand of the Lord. If you don't see the hand of the Lord, you will certainly assign a material quality, and that will actually harass you. Lamentation, misery, miserable life. Although we are in the midst of excitement, still we'll feel miserable. Although dancing, kirtans are wonderful, still we feel miserable. This is because thinking. When a wave comes, your thinking should be very good. That's why take advantage of the association available. Go to somebody and say, Prabhu, my mind is saying like this. How should I think? How should I act? Take help, no? Prabhupada also has mentioned many of these things in his books. Read every day. So these things will relieve us from these material assignments. Any questions? Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.
హరే కృష్ణ గోల్డెన్ టెంపుల్ వారి మరో అపురూప కానుక హరే కృష్ణవాణి ఆధ్యాత్మిక మాసపత్రిక. ఇప్పుడు మొబైల్ యాప్ ద్వారా కూడా సులభంగా పత్రికలు చదువుకునే సౌకర్యం, వార్షిక సభ్యత్వం, భగవద్గీత, భాగవత ప్రవచనాలు, స్ఫూర్తి సందేశాలు, ఇంకా మరెన్నో సదుపాయాలతో హరే కృష్ణవాణి మొబైల్ యాప్ నేడే డౌన్లోడ్ చేసుకోండి. మరిన్ని వివరాల కోసం కాల్ చేయండి 9133107700. హరే కృష్ణ గోల్డెన్ టెంపుల్ వారి మరో